Welcome to the cosmic cycle. Creation myths explain how sentient life comes to be. In some instances, these stories elevate humans as the culmination of all creation efforts, as in the Bible. In other instances, there is a process with many amendments, as in the Popol Vuh, the Mayan creation story. And in some stories, there is a focus on humanity as a group who evolves from one space to another, as in the Native American creation myths. In Genesis, humans are given dominion over the earth, and its non-human creatures are thus considered inferior to humans. In contrast, Native American people see themselves as participants rather than overseers. Instead of creation from nothing, elements in nature, animals, plants, personified phenomena, are key figures in the process, with humans sometimes participating. This results in a common sense of responsibility and stewardship that all share. The Zuni myth begins with the lowest world, or larval world. Two small boys, children of the sun, create access to various dimensions by using prayer sticks and giving beings human traits. The boys give them fingers, toes, mouth, and an anus. The creatures travel vertically upward through the worlds before finding their ideal home on Earth. Though not included, the Hopi story is summarized as similar to the Zuni myth, differentiating this myth by stating that it postulates the creation of the first world by Tawa, the sun spirit who regretted the emptiness. Also, the spider grandmother emerges as the leader in this one. Those creatures who had found the fourth world wanted the gods of their newfound world, whom they called holy people, to make humans. They do so with a sacred buckskin and corn, followed by the creation of a sun, a moon, and stars. As is common in Native American mythology, the story of the origin of the human race begins in the great past, not at the moment of creation. It thus provides a prelude to the origin of humanity, like both accounts of Genesis. In addition, this prelude describes the earth, air, and waters as already containing animals and natural phenomena. This is not creation ex nihilo, or from the void. As you read, note how the organization of society, from the very beginning, is based not so much on hierarchy as on consensus and group decisions in favor of the common good. Also, compare this creation of an ultimately superior race to the gradual humanizing of lower creatures in Hopi, Zuni, and Navajo creation stories, and note the reverse situation in the Greek and Roman tradition. The creation describes Kintu's coming to Uganda and founding a family by intermarriage with the gods. It accounts for the fruits, vegetables, and animals found in Uganda of its time, and explains why the chiefs of Uganda, although they are descended from the gods, are nonetheless mortal. At the same time, the story is about a man who must perform a series of tasks for a father in order to be allowed to marry his daughter. The second story, The Origin of Death, comes from the Bura people of Nigeria and West Africa. In this story, a worm is dispatched by the sky god to tell the people how to banish death. A self-important lizard comes along more quickly with a bogus answer, however, and the people believe the message he claims to have obtained from the sky god. As a result, the real message of the sky god is not observed, and death remains on Earth. There are 6 separate Chinese creation myths. In Questions of Heaven, creation arises from a primeval vapor that embodies cosmic energy governing matter, time, and space. At the time of creation, the vapor becomes differentiated into two dual elements of male and female, yin and yang, hard and soft matter, and other binary elements. This begets also a square earth with pillars holding up the dome-shaped sky. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, is a trickster figure with great talent as a leader and prodigious skill in magic. Monkey, as we shall call him, derives from the 16th century novel Journey to the West by Wu Sheng'en, which describes the journey undertaken by Triptaka, a Chinese Buddhist monk, to India to retrieve sacred Buddhist texts. Pledged as he is to nonviolence, the monk is not able to defend himself and so is accompanied by a group of companions, the most prominent of whom is Monkey. For Sun Wukong, the trip represents a chance provided by the goddess of compassion Kuan Yin to redeem himself from a sentence of eternal punishment for his overbearing ways and to learn a more acceptable form of behavior. Kuan Yin acts as a powerful mediator without whom the quest is impossible. At one point, she has to essentially enslave the Monkey King for Triptaka. So, while the text suggests that she was reduced, I would disagree. Intuitive, ambiguous, and mystical in essence, the Taoist approach to life is conceptually bipolar. Paradoxes, ambiguities, and symbols prevail in the mysterious, timed, timeless worlds of the manifest, non-manifest. The spirit of the vowing never dies. This is called the mysterious female. The gateway to the mysterious female is called the root of heaven and earth. Dimly visible, it seems as if it were there, yet use will never drain it. Whereas Confucianism and Buddhism considered the feminine as fearsome and destructive, although necessary in the procreation process, Taoism alone accepted women as a power implicit in nature's cyclical processes and as part of the ordering principle of eternally interacting and continuously transforming elements making up Tao. Nevertheless, China's legendary culture heroes are, as to be expected, male. This week, we will evaluate the idea of the cosmic cycle. The cosmic cycle can best be described as the cycle of death and rebirth that most organisms must undergo. In the case of the following myths, it's easy to see examples of the cosmic cycle, aetiological understandings, and more. Welcome to the cosmic cycle.